Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, I welcome you to this lecture on analysis of series RLC circuits, problem number 1. Let us see what exactly it is. So here we have got one equation which is K1 plus K2 equal to 0, but this one equation obviously will not solve our problem. So we will get the second equation. To get second equation, what we will do? We will take derivative of this equation and then we will put initial conditions. So when you differentiate this equation number 4, on left hand side you will get di by dt, right side obviously derivative of e raised to alpha t will be alpha into e raised to alpha t. So we will do it accordingly. So d by dt of I of t will simply become equal to k1 into this minus 0.58 into e raised to minus 0.58 t. Right here k1 into minus 0.58 into e raised to minus 0.58 t plus k2 into, now this minus 3.41 will come, so it is minus 3.41 into e to the power minus 3.41 t. Now I will write it properly. So minus 0.58 k1 e raised to minus 0.58 t, it will be minus, so I will write in bracket minus 3.41 k2 e raised to minus 3.41 t. This is now my di by dt. Now what I will do, I will apply this equation at time t equal to 0 plus. So at t equal to 0 or 0 plus, let's apply at t equal to 0, it's going to be a same meaning. So it will become d by dt at 0 plus equal to, now t will become 0, here also t will become 0, e raised to 0 will be 1. So minus 0.58 k1 minus 3.41 k2. This is now equation. Now what is this value di by dt at 0 plus? For that we will see that one of the equations di by dt at 0 plus will come. Here 4 into I of 0 plus will come. That is obviously 0. I of 0 plus is 0 because we have already done the initial conditions. And this is nothing but, this term is nothing but voltage across the capacitor, which is 0 initially. So we will be able to solve it. These were our initial conditions. I of 0 plus is equal to 0 ampere. Apply this equation to time t equal to 0 plus. Let's write applying t equal to 0 plus condition to equation 1. So you can see, now I will write di by dt at 0 plus. So here di by dt at 0 plus 4 into I of 0 plus, then this is 2 by c integration I dt, or it is nothing but capacitor 2 into multiplied by, or 2 into capacitor voltage at 0 plus. And if you see that capacitor voltage at 0 plus, and this is definitely going to be 0, the voltage across the capacitor. So at 0 plus I will write here 2 multiplied by 0, that is equal to minus 4. Now I of 0 plus is 0, this term has become 0, so I will get di by dt at 0 plus this is now 0 because I of 0 plus is 0, so plus 0 plus 2 into 0, that is 0. This is equal to minus 4. So directly I can write that di by dt at 0 plus is equal to minus 4 amperes per second. So this is the equation which was required and we have got it. Now what we will do, we have this equation. Now into this equation we'll put that di by dt is minus 4 amperes per second. So here this will become minus 4 amperes per second. So directly we can write minus 4 is equal to minus 0.58 k1 minus 3.41 k2, and this I will call as equation number 2. Now already we have equation number 1, which is this one. So we wrote it as 5. So we will write this as equation number 6, and I will write equation number 5 once again, that is k1 plus k2 equal to 0. So 0 equal to k1 plus k2. Now we will solve both the equations. Now when we solve these equations, we can substitute here that k2 is minus of k1. So instead of k2 we can put minus of k1. So k2 is minus of k1, and let us substitute in equation 6. So we will get minus 4 equal to minus 0.58 k1 minus 3.41. Instead of this k2 we will put minus of k1. So now solving it further, it will give us minus 4 equal to minus 0.58 k1 plus, because this minus minus became plus, 3.41 into k1, this is k1. So plus 3.41 into k1, that will give us k1 minus 1.41, that is my k1, and as k2 is minus of k1, that will become plus 1.41. So thus we have got both the roots k1 and k2. So now we will write our original equation of I of t. This was our standard solution or general solution. By obtaining values of k1 and k2, we have got the particular solution. So we will now write I of t is equal to k1. We have got this k1 equal to minus 1.41, and then it is multiplied by e raised to minus 0.58 t, and here instead of k2 you will write 1.41. So it is plus 1.41 e raised to minus 3.41 t, and this completes our required solution for I of t, and that is what that was asked, the current I of t. Now this is about case 2. Now if you see the problem, there is one more case. So we will go to the very first page. So if you see the first page, we are done with case 1. Now it's time to see the case 2, where L is 1 Henry and C also is 1 Henry. So if you see the case 2, L is 1 Henry and C also is 1 farads, and for this case 2 we have to do the whole procedure again. So what we will do, first we will find zeta, and that will give us exactly what type of damping it is. So we all know that zeta formula is R by 2 root of C by L. Now if you see the value of R, well, the value of R is 2 ohms. So it is going to be 2 by 2 root of 1 by 1. So it is going to be 1. And when zeta is 1, it is critical damping. So it is a case of critical damping. Now if you see the table that we have already made, now here, so when zeta is 1, we get negative real and equal roots, and that is the case of critical damping. So this is how it is. So our roots are S1 and S2. So we will write first those roots here. So S1 and S2 are nothing but, you can see, minus zeta plus minus. So it is minus zeta plus minus under root of zeta square minus 1 multiplied by omega n, and now our zeta is just 1 or it is plus 1, so put zeta equal to 1. When you put zeta equal to 1, you will get S1 and S2 as minus 1 plus minus 1 square will be 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0, so it is going to be 0 and multiplied by omega n. Now we all know that what is the value of omega n? Omega n is equal to 1 upon root of LC, and because L and C both are 1, so it is going to be 1, so it is just 1. So the actual roots are minus 1 into this value is 1, omega n is 1, so minus 1. So here you have negative, real and repeated roots. So as it is S1 and S2 and you get only one value, so you have two roots. So S1 comma S2 both are minus 1 comma minus 1, and that is negative, real and repeated roots. So for these roots, let us write the equation of current I of t, and we know that that equation of current I of t is in this form. It is k1 e raised to s1t plus k2 e raised to s2t. So this is the general equation. Now if you see and go back to our problem, this is our problem and we are into case 2. So because case 2 has L value different, the equations that already we have derived will require a slight change. For example, in case 1, this is the page of case 1 where we have derived these equations for the value of L going to be, which was 1 by 2, but now that value of L has become 1 Henry, so there will be a slight change. Before that, I come to this initial condition page. Initial conditions obviously will not change, so I of 0 plus will remain 0 ampere as it is, and this everything is true. Now for this case, particularly for this case, what we will do, we will derive these equations. For example, similar circuit we will draw, and for the similar circuit we will just change the value of this L. This is 2 ohm, but here it is not 1 by 2 Henry, it is 1 Henry. So the same circuit will come, 2 ohm, here it is 1 Henry, and here again 2 volts and 1 farad. Also the first step of equation will also remain true because only value of L is getting changed. So it is, I am copying it as it is, so minus 2i. So by KVL we get minus of 2i, then it is minus L di by dt, then this minus 2, this one, and then the voltage across capacitor 1 by C integration I dt equal to 0. That is our the same equation which was there. So this is the same equation, but now only the thing is value of L will change, and this L value is 1 Henry. So what we will do, we will write this as it is, minus, instead of this L I am writing it as 1, then di by dt, then it is minus 2. This minus 2 will go to right hand side, it will become plus 2, and then this is minus 2i, then minus 1 by C integration of I dt equal to plus 2. Now what we will do, we will take a derivative of this, because now see there is integration sign which I don't want to come. So I will differentiate this equation with respect to time, where the value of C is yet to be put, so we will put that also. So let us differentiate with respect to time. When I do that, what will come here, minus d square I by dt square, then minus 2 di by dt, and this integration will go and it will be simply I upon C. So differentiating with respect to time should give me See here, you can see minus d square I by dt square, which I have written here, then minus 2 into di by dt, so minus 2 into di by dt, and this will be I upon c equal to derivative of constant will be 0. So I will negative sign will be removed now throughout. So the equation that I will get will be d square I upon dt square plus 2 into di by dt plus I upon c. Now the value of c is 1 farads, so it is going to be 1 equal to 0. So this is our differential equation, d square I by dt square plus 2 di by dt plus I equal to 0. And for this equation we have already written the solution, I of t is equal to k1 e raised to s1 t plus k2 e raised to s2 t. So the solution for this is nothing but, I will write it once again, which we have already written. It is k1 e raised to s1 t plus k2 e raised to s2 t. So s1 and s2, they already we have got the values of s1 and s2, and the values of s1 and s2 are both are minus 1. So if you substitute it here, I of t will become k1 e raised to minus t plus k2 e raised to minus t, and that is becomes k1 plus k2 into e raised to minus t. Now you see that because we got two roots but we are getting only one constant, so that is something which is not correct. So for this there is a standard method in mathematics which is specially for repeated roots, and the repeated roots standard solution we can write directly. So standard solution for repeated roots will be k1 plus k2t e raised to minus t. So now this solution is not going to be considered, this already which you got. What we will consider is this one, k1 plus k2t into e raised to minus t. This is the standard solution for repeated roots. So now we can find it. Now at t equal to 0, we can put that condition here, we will get one equation, and then we will get another condition for di by dt equal to 0. So let's see what happens at t equal to 0. We know that I of 0 is equal to 0 ampere. So if you put it here, it will become I of 0 equal to 0 equal to, when it is t is 0, this second term will become 0, and what I will get is only k1. So this k1 is 0, already what I have achieved. Now if I put it here, again I will get reduced equation, that will be this k1 will become 0 now, k2 into t into e to the power minus t. Now what I will do, I will take derivative of this. So di by dt equal to k2 into, now if I do it by UV rule, what I will get, t into e to the power minus t with minus sign plus e to the power minus t, and that should give us k2 into e to the power minus t into bracket minus t plus 1. So this is our di by dt. So here we have got e raised to minus t outside and minus t plus 1. Now what we don't know what is di by dt. For that we will take the help of these equations. Now if you see, for these negative real repeated roots, we derived by KVL, we applied KVL to this circuit, and the value of L was given as 1 Henry, which we substituted, and this is the equation we got. So if you see this equation which is in red color, if I apply that equation at time t equal to 0 plus, what I will get, minus 1 into di by dt at 0 plus, then minus 2 into I of 0 plus, and this is nothing but voltage across capacitor at 0 plus, and so that is nothing but 0. So what I will get for case 2, this is equation number 1, let us assume that it is equation number 1, and then we are going to use this equation. This is also a part of case 2, and in this equation we will apply this. So let's give name A, and we will apply this equation at time t equal to 0 plus. So applying t equal to 0 plus to equation A, that gives us minus di by dt at 0 plus minus 2 into I of 0 plus, then this is nothing but voltage across capacitor, and that is nothing but 0 equal to 2. So if you solve this part is 0 by the way, I of 0 plus, so minus of di by dt at 0 plus minus 0 is equal to 2, or di by dt at 0 plus is equal to minus 2 amperes per second. And already we have got this di by dt in one equation, which is equation number 1, and in that equation we say that di by dt is equal to k2 into e raised to minus t into minus t plus 1. So what we will do, now we will apply t equal to 0 plus condition to this equation, and that gives us di by dt at I of 0 plus, which already we have achieved as minus 2. So applying t equal to 0 plus to equation 1, and that will give me di by dt of I of 0 plus on left hand side, which is equal to minus 2, that is equal to k2 into e raised to minus t into minus t plus 1, all this at t equal to 0 plus, and so left hand side becomes minus 2, as this is minus 2, this is minus 2 we already written, that is equal to k2 into, when put t equal to 0, here e raised to 0 will become 1, k2 will be as it is, so it is k2 into e raised to 0 will be 1, when t becomes 0 it becomes 1, so our k2 is nothing but equal to minus 2. So k2 is minus 2, and I guess k1 that we have got is equal to 0. So both the constants are what we have got. So in this equation, the standard solution for repeated roots, and in this equation we will put k1 and k2 values. So I will write it here, I of t, k1 plus k2t. Now k1 is 0, into e raised to minus t, so this becomes 0, so minus 2 t e raised to minus t, and that completes our solution to case number 2. If we try to plot the graph, we will get appropriate graph according to the time scale. And now it's a time to go for case number 3. It is L equal to 5 and C equal to 1 farads. So L equal to 5 Henry, C equal to 1 farad. Resistance value is as it is 2 ohms. So everything will be as it is. Even the initial conditions which we have derived, they will be exactly same, the initial conditions, but the change will only be when we apply KVL at time t greater than 0 to this circuit. The value of L I guess will change, and the capacitor value, here it was 1 farad in case 1, here also it is 1 farad. So only change will be the change in value of this L. That means L, here it was 1 by 2 which we substituted, but here it will become 5 Henry. Before that, for our sake of reference, we can already know which kind of case it will be. So to know that, what we need to find is zeta. So we know the formula to find zeta. Zeta is nothing but r by 2 into root of c by L, and that is r is 2, so it is going to be 2 by 2, this r is 2, and then root of 1 by 5, and if you calculate it, and the answer is 0.447, and it is surely less than 1. So zeta is less than 1. So this is the case of under damping. For that you can refer this chart. I have done one correction in this chart. Here zeta is equal to 1, which was initially written 0. So this is 1. Zeta is 1. But in this case is zeta less than 1. So less than 1 case means second case. And that case gives us complex conjugate roots. This is the nature of roots. And this is called as underdamping. So that also we have written. And the roots are of this type, sigma plus minus j omega. They are complex conjugates of each other. And this is the basic nature of roots, that is minus zeta plus minus root of zeta square minus 1 into omega n. So the roots are s1 s2 minus zeta plus minus under root of, as you can see it here, it is zeta square. So zeta square minus 1 multiplied by omega n. Already we have calculated value of zeta. Omega n is not been calculated, so it is 1 upon root of LC. So it's going to be 1 upon L and C values, so it is 1 upon root of 5. So I think that also will be same as 0.447. So we can substitute it here, and by substituting it we'll get these values of S1 and S2. So S1 and S2 will become, now instead of zeta I will put minus 0.447, then plus minus, because we have two roots which are complex conjugates of each other. So it is j into 0.894 multiplied by, because the nature of roots are like this, minus zeta. So minus zeta value is what we have got, we wrote here. Then it is plus minus, then this becomes imaginary number. So j into 0.894 multiplied by, you can see it is multiplied by omega n. This is the root formula. And this omega n also is 0.447. So when we multiply it inside, that is almost 0.2. So it is going to be S1 and S2 as minus 0.2 plus minus, it is going to be 0.894 multiplied by 0.447. 0.894 into 0.447 is nothing but 0.399. We can take it as 0.4. So it is nothing but 0.4. Don't forget this j. So these are now our roots finally, S1 and S2. So we have two distinct roots which are complex conjugates of each other, and already for this case we know that zeta is less than 1, means it is underdamping case. So it is quite true and we are on the right path. Now standard solution for this case, we know that standard solution is I of t is equal to k1 e raised to s1t plus k2 e raised to s2t. We can mark this as a general solution. This is our general solution, and when we are in a position to find the values of k1 and k2, then we will get the particular solution. Now what we will do, just as we know it's a routine procedure, to find the values of k1 and k2 we need to put time t equal to 0, but that will give us only one equation because we have to find two constants. We will require two equations. So how to get the second one? So if we are familiar with first two cases and if you are also familiar, then I guess differentiation of this equation, so let's give name to it, equation number 1. And when you differentiate it, so first I will differentiate this equation. So what I will get is well, I have to separate it also, but let's first write the equation. I of t equal to k1, it is e raised to s1, that is minus 0.2 plus j 0.4 into t. So this is how the equation is, plus it is going to be k2 into e raised to minus 0.2 minus j 0.4 multiplied by t. And now obviously I can separate the real and imaginary parts as k1 e raised to minus 0.2 into e raised to j 0.4 t, here also t will come, plus k2 e to the power minus 0.2 t and again e to the power minus j 0.4 t, and I can take it outside, so it is going to be k1 into e raised to j 0.4 t plus k2 into e raised to minus j 0.4 t, the whole multiplied by e to the power minus 0.2 t. So this is our equation number 2. Now we will put time t equal to 0. So at t equal to 0 plus, we know that I of 0 plus is equal to 0 ampere. We already written I of 0 plus equal to 0 ampere from initial conditions, so that is obvious. So it is 0 amperes. So just put t equal to 0, everything will become 1 because e raised to 0 will become 1, and then I will have 0 equal to, because I of 0 will become 0 because that is the initial condition, k1, here it will become 1 because e raised to 0 is 1, again e raised to 0 is 1, here also e raised to 0 is going to be 1, so just simply k1 plus k2, so 0 equal to k1 plus k2. This is our equation number, let's say 3. Now what we should do, that one equation will not give a solution, so we will differentiate this equation. This is the equation. Now we will take the derivative of this equation. Now before differentiating it, we can do one thing. This is e raised to j theta form, which we can substitute as cos theta and sin theta, so that will be easier to find the constants. Maybe let's see. So what I will do, I will substitute into e raised to j 0.4 t. Instead of this, I will put cos of 0.4 t plus j into sin of 0.4 t. Here the minus sign will come only. That will be the only difference. And we know that e raised to j theta is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta, and e raised to minus j theta is cos theta minus j sin theta. These are the two formulas that I will be using. Well, I am done with equation number 1, and if I use those formulas here, what I will get, see. So putting in equation 2, this is my equation number 2, and if I put it here, what shall I get? See, I of t equal to k1 into e raised to j 0.42. So I will write plus k2 multiplied by e raised to minus j theta. So it is sine of 0.43, and the complete equation is being multiplied by this factor, which we should not forget, e raised to minus 0.0 t. And now if I collect the terms, see, you can see here this cos of 0.4 t here and here, so I can combine it. So after combining, what I will get, I of t equal to k1 plus k2 into cos of 0.4 t. So k1 plus k2, and if I combine this sine of minus these two terms, sine of 0.4 t and minus sine of 0.4 t, then I should get k1 jk1 and jk2. So j is common, so if I combine these terms, what I shall get is plus j into k1, this minus is there, so k1 minus k2, then sine of 0.4 t. The whole multiplied by e to the power minus 0.2 t. let us say that this is some new constant called as k3. So k3 into cos of 0.4t plus, let's say that this total is new constant called as k4 into sine of 0.4t multiplied by e raised to minus 0.2t. So this is the equation which I have got, but we have not yet solved. I just said about taking differentiation, but that is for equation number 2. We have not yet got the equation number 1, so that is achieved by putting time t equal to 0. When we get equation number 1, then we will head for equation number 2. So I will do one thing, put t equal to 0, or you can say 0 plus, and that will give me this. I have solved this equation and it became like this by putting sine and cos. So when I put t equal to 0, I get I of 0. So I of 0, which is equal to 0, because it is the initial condition, I of 0 plus. So we are doing this as all at 0 plus. So it is 0, and then when you put t equal to 0, this term will become 1, sine 0 will become 0 because time t is 0, cos 0 will become 1, and you will get k3, and you are going to get k3 as 0. So finally we have got k3 as 0. So we can do one thing, we can put this k3 in the original equation and we can reduce that equation. So when you put k3 in this equation, what we will get is I of t is equal to k3 0 means this term completely gone. Then we will get k4 into e to the power minus 0.2t into sine of 0.4t. This is what we will get. And now this is the reduced equation. Now it is easy to take derivative of this equation. So differentiating with respect to time. When you differentiate this equation with respect to time, I should get di by dt equal to, k4 is a constant, so we'll take it outside. Here we should use UV rule. So k4 in bracket e raised to minus 0.2t into sine of 0.42. So it is e raised to minus 0.2t as it is, and derivative of sine will be cos of 0.4t multiplied by 0.4. So plus derivative of this term and sine term as it is. So sine of 0.4t, and derivative of this term is again the minus 0.2. So it is minus 0.2 multiplied by e raised to minus 0. So this is how the derivative is, and we will solve this later, but before that we have to apply this at time t equal to 0 plus. But before that, this di by dt, so what is di by dt at 0 plus? We don't know, corresponding to case 1, but this equation up to this place is same. In this equation, in case 1 we put value of L equal to minus point or minus 0.5 or 1 by 2, but here value of L in case number 3 is given as 5 Henry, and capacitance is also, it is 1 farad, it is same. So instead of L it will be 5 into di by dt. Rest all the things will be same. So what shall we do? What we should do is we should draw this circuit, the same circuit, but the value of inductor is not 1 by 2, it is 5 Henry. Two volt and 1 farad. Inductor is 5 Henry, capacitance is 1 farad. And when you apply KVL, I will copy the same equation, minus 2i. So then minus 5 into di by dt, then minus 2 will come as it is here also, and minus 1 by C integration of I dt equal to 0, because that is nothing but the voltage across this capacitor. And now when you apply this equation at 0 plus, because we want to get di by dt at 0 plus, I can see di by dt term here. So at time t equal to 0 plus, what we'll see, first term will be minus 2 into I of 0 plus, which is going to be 0 because I of 0 plus is 0, minus 5 into di by dt at 0 plus, which we want to get. Then it is minus 2 minus, this is nothing but voltage across capacitor. Now already we have taken that voltage across capacitor as 2 volts. So at 0 plus, the 2 volt already has been taken, so this term will become 0. So this is how our equation will be, minus 5 di by dt at 0 plus minus this 2 equal to 0. Or what we can do, we can write di by dt at 0 plus equal to, now this goes here, it becomes plus, but this minus will come here, so it is minus 2 divided by 5 amperes per second. So this is the condition we got for di by dt at 0 plus is minus 2 by 5. But if you see the last page, we have one more equation for di by dt, and we can apply this equation at t equal to 0 plus. So if you apply this equation at t equal to 0 plus, already we have got this LHS. This LHS we have got as minus 2.5, minus 2 divided by 5. So now what we will do, we will apply the condition of t equal to 0 plus to this equation. So di by dt at time t equal to 0 plus is nothing but going to be, see, put t equal to 0, then we should get the answer. Here t equal to 0 will give us 0 because sine 0 is 0. So this complete term, this complete term will become 0. And when you put it here, cos 0 will become 1, and it is going to be 0.4 into 1. So it is going to be 0.4 into k4. So at 0 plus, see, again we will repeat, at time t 0, e raised to 0 will be 1, cos 0 will be 1, so 0.4 into k4. So our k4 is now, and this is minus 2 by 5, that is equal to 0.4 into k4, or k4 becomes equal to minus 1. So finally we have got all the constants. So I guess k3 is 0 and k4 is minus 1. This is what we have got. When you substitute this in this equation, we got k3 and k4 both values. K3 is 0. So in this equation, I of t is nothing but k4, which is minus 1. So it is going to be minus sine of 0.4t into e raised to minus 0.2t. So k4 is what we already written as minus 1, and the sine 0.4t into e raised to minus 0.2t. This is our I of t which is required. If we plot the graph of this, it will be sinusoidal and it is decreasing with exponential form. So already we know the nature of graph will be like this. And we also know the respective graphs for all the cases, so there is no need to draw the graph separately. Complex conjugates, this is the case of underdamping, which we have done just now, zeta less than 1, and this is how the graph it is. We get the decreasing sinusoids, decreasing exponentially. If there were only imaginary terms which were conjugates, we would have got oscillatory response, and we have done these two cases. So case 1, I think it was negative, real and unequal, and that was over damping. Case 2 was critical damping, and so as case 3 is under damping case. So this is nothing but under damping. So if you see all the 3 cases and study them, you will come to know that all 3 cases we have studied properly with their required mathematics. So this is a very big problem. A problem had 3 problems into it, so which we have solved. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Ekeeda. Thank you.